Hello everyone, and I'll be playing Bound by Blood, which puts you in the shoes of an apparently normal student, forced to stain his hands with blood to honor a dark pact with a mysterious entity. Now a word could betray him, but by his side he has a weird but quirky girl who seems to want to help him, but is actually hiding a very dark secret. Let's start the game. So you finally did it. Now we're connected. Still, it's not enough. Communication is difficult, and small things easily cause confusion. Even if we are close now, words are the only way I can reach you. You're nothing else but these words. Let them be the ones to express us. It's been a long time since we last spoke. What feeling lingers in you now? Anger, anxiety, fear? Since you're getting interrogated, I guess anxiety? I understand. Now I understand everything about you. A disquiet toward life, what has settled deep within you. Awareness of things, of all things. Awareness of existing, of simply being. Awareness that craves a sleep so deep no amount of rest could ever satisfy. What finally made you decide to do it? I don't know. Now I can see it through your eyes. His eyes are full of fear and disbelief, like those of a lost child. No matter how hard you try, you cannot stare at his face. It's always there, like a specter. It drowns out all other thoughts, gripping you with icy hands each time you close your eyes. He seeps into you, mingling with all you speak and feel. If you could rip it from your very core. He wants to remind you. What remains is disgust and shame for yourself. I want it to be over, you want to forget? Forget? It's impossible. You cannot forget. The mind has no eyes to close. Ooh, I like that. There's still a lot left to do. You cannot escape who you are, you just have to accept it. Now let's put our memories back in order together. I will begin, and then you will take over. Preparation. A baseball bat? Packed everything in your backpack, the bat, the knife, the candle, you're ready to go. Resolution. You had to do it before you changed your mind. You had used the excuse to get into his house. When it comes to business and there's a certain level of trust, people make some favors. After all, who would deny you a glass of water in the bathroom? Waiting. You knew they usually didn't expect anyone at home that day, but you wanted to wait. You locked yourself in the bathroom the whole time. No matter how hard they knocked on the door, you didn't dare open it. Fortunately, no one asked questions. No one knew you were in there, or rather that it was precisely you. Action. When the others left, I came out and walked up. My heart was pounding. It felt like it could shoot out of my throat. I hit him on the head until he was knocked out. Ritual. He was confused, barely conscious. He didn't scream once. I needed him just like that. Ritual? I tied him up, carved those symbols into his hand, skin like you wanted. I made him say your name. But finally, you burned his soul. Realization. I did all this. I'm not just a murderer. I didn't just take a life. I disfigured myself. So, we're supposed to prove we're innocent or something? Because, I mean, he def did this. Like, someone's dead. And not only did he kill him, he sacrificed him. I can't find the courage to step inside. The fear etched on my face is undeniable. That look on your face is practically begging for handcuffs. She leans closer. Her voice is smooth, but her smile is distant and carries a hint of icy detachment. I turn my eyes away in irritation and rub my face, anticipating the nervousness that this conversation will bring. Calm down, your mind is impressively sharp, and your sense of self-preservation is remarkable. If you can't handle it, I wonder who else would. Her tone has grown more serious, and even though she's fully aware of how much she gets under my skin, she pretends not to notice. Do you plan on torturing me for a long time? All I'm saying is that you can do it. Her gaze becomes more intense. This time, it seems she has no intention of provoking me. Strongest lights hold a spark of truth. A castle built solely on deceit will fall by its own hand. It demands too much mental energy and, in the long run, becomes unsustainable, especially in complicated situations like this. As usual, her words annoy me, but they still manage to distract me and make me feel a little better. Did you learn that from my father too? Or did you pick it up with some movie? He used to think everything was easy. I don't think I can afford to tell half-truths. I catch her pause, startled by my response, but she recovers immediately. That glare tells me she's already plotting another one of her irritating comebacks. Perhaps in the novel. Anyway, if you behave, it'll be over quickly. On top of that, the cop you'll be talking to doesn't seem very sharp. Play your cards right, and he might even end up helping you. He makes such silly faces when he loses his temper. It'll be hilarious. I understand, but that's enough. My patience is worn thin. Part of me appreciates it, but I can't bear to hear her speak another word. Her calmness infuriates me. I feel like she's treating this all like a game. Did you get upset about something? Seems like she's trying to feign innocence that doesn't belong to her, for the sole purpose of provoking me. Leave me alone. Oh, he actually got offended. Naturally, she pretends to be shocked by this revelation in order to inflict further torment. She won't get a response from me. I'm tired of even listening to her. Well, time to go inside. So, we're gonna bullshit our way out of this situation. This way, please. Do me a favor and sit down, or I'm going to give myself a stiff neck. And shut the door while you're at it. Okay, it's one of those cops that pretends to be tough, but they're actually very dumb and not tough. It's only in that moment that you realize how odd my behavior must have looked. My heart quickens, each throb striking like a knife through my chest. So, do you know why you're here? Feel a tightness in my chest. My lips move to say something, aware that I should respond with confidence and ease when my body betrays me. What? The officer lifts his eyes from the documents and stares at me. My terrified face doesn't make him doubt me, only increasingly annoyed. I seem like a weakling to him, and wasting time with someone like me irritates him even more. Listen, kid, I'm a very busy man, very busy. There's a crime scene to investigate, and I want to get moving. I've been sitting here for 6 hours, and I haven't even had lunch yet. I startle, stumbling backwards so abruptly that I nearly fall off the chair, frightened by the sudden change in the man's demeanor. I'm sorry. The officer doesn't even register my presence, instead using my stillness to shout even more, letting his frustration spill over. Can you imagine what those other incompetents will say? Have you seen Gregson anywhere? No, they probably assigned him to some pointless task. At that point, I feel the fear ease, replaced by a growing annoyance towards the man, and irritation that, for a moment, even manages to outweigh my terror. Even though I'm still rattled, I make an attempt to intervene. I don't... Pointless tasks, that's what they call them, but they don't even know how to fill out an investigation form. It's always on me they handle everything. Gregson? Where's that form? Gregson? The coffee. Gregson, my... I've reached my limit. I can't hold back anymore. Under normal circumstances, I would have handled the situation more calmly, but fear has turned into anger, and my gaze is now filled with irritation. Even in my voice, my frustration shows, though there's still a hint of hesitation. Look, I'd rather not deal with your problems. I'm short on time, too. Yes. It's just that I desperately need a pause. The officer gives a frustrated hand gesture, but his voice becomes subdued. Turning to the documents, he seems distracted, as if his focus has slipped. How odd. They don't seem to be taking my questioning seriously. Maybe the evidence is thin, or maybe I'm just stuck with incompetent. Maybe it's both. Surely they wouldn't entrust a delicate investigation to a guy like him. They definitely wouldn't let him work solo. Hold on a second, there. Yeah, that's it. The officer appears to be trying to refocus while glancing distractedly at the document before him. Matthew Evans, am I right? Although I've concluded that he's an idiot, a jolt of fear still shoots through me. Yes. Student of... The officer flicks through his papers, ignoring me, asking questions merely to give himself time to finish reading. I'm a law major. I replied more composedly, getting accustomed to his attitude, which was starting to feel less threatening. And how old are you? 21. Fresh out of school. puts on a falsely friendly tone as if he suddenly decided to act like the good guy. No. Hmm? The officer gazes at me, genuinely puzzled, maybe expecting some unexpected insight. 3 years ago. My voice weakened, the words catching in my throat. 3 years ago, what? The officer, clearly intrigued, leans in and sharpens his gaze. It's been 3 years since I graduated high school. I'm not freshly out. I cast my eyes down, completely aware of how weird I probably look. For goodness sake. Amazing. We went in circles for 5 minutes and the big revelation is you finished school 3 years ago? No way to be straightforward from the beginning, huh? Somehow I feel like I've only made things worse. Okay, back to it. Do you have any idea why you're here? I'm unclear on all the details. All I know is I was asked to come in. I answered, keeping a cooler head this time. His fits of anger have shown me I need to be overly afraid. In fact, his temper might play to my advantage. Guys like him are inconsistent. You can twist them any way you want. Listen, Evans, I like to think you're smart. Neither of us has time to waste, so let's cut to the chase. Do you happen to know someone named Michael Anderson? He was 32 and lived in an apartment making a living by selling drugs and laundering the product proceeds via online collectibles. I passed by there several times. It's a road I often take when I come back from university. A friend of mine lives nearby and used to get weed from him. That's why I found out about him. He seemed like the perfect target. The guy's contact and met him in person, pretending I wanted to buy. We exchanged only a handful of messages, though I assume he had plenty of other chats. I was never a regular customer. They're gonna connect us through the phone, so yes, but I don't know much about him. We know you're one of his customers. You buy weed from him. I understand, so what? The policeman looks over me for a moment and, after a brief pause, continues. Michael Anderson was murdered. I feel a tightness in my chest and a burning in my eyes as if they're about to tear up while I blink rapidly. That's awful. I managed to say it in a faint voice. Whose phone? Yes, go ahead. That's a problem. If I don't know how much he really knows, I risk saying the wrong thing. I need to ask him questions to find out what information I need to build a solid alibi. I have to be careful not to let stress build up too much, otherwise I'll risk losing my cool and end up getting caught. Forgive me, roll your shoulder stabs, or so they say. So what? Just call Gregson, right? He'll take care of it. Ugh. So, you were saying? Are you aware of the business Mr. Anderson was involved in? Nothing you wouldn't already know. My relationship with him was always pretty superficial. Beyond the dealing, we weren't close at all. In fact, the less I saw of him, the better. If nothing else, I'd move on to something else. I think the middle one is better. Actually, I'd like to focus right here. Help me understand. Yesterday afternoon, you chose to see someone you say you'd rather keep at a distance. Can you explain why? Yes, it's happening right now as well. Unfortunately, sometimes it's unavoidable. Is there something you want to tell me? That definitely happens to me quite often. Why? I'm not sure what kind of answer you're expecting from me. Can you explain why? I mean, just to buy something, right? Let's do this. Have you got some information to share? I don't know. What are you planning to do here? Grab yourself a drink? Information about what? I don't know. You tell me what I'm doing here. I think it's pretty clear what I mean. Don't pretend otherwise. You met with Anderson yesterday. You talk about it as if I'm hiding something. Did someone tell you that, trying to accuse me? I fail to see what you expect me to say. Should I get him mad? I don't want to get him mad. Let's do this. Not exactly. Let's just say someone reported seeing you outside Anderson's house around 5:45 p.m. Maybe it was a friend of yours. Who's to say? This information could come in handy. There's only one person who comes to mind who might have seen me outside Michael Anderson's house, and they've probably already been questioned. I wonder if he'll quit smoking weed from now on. I say it's time to move on to something more important. I really need your help with this. Anything that comes to mind about who was involved or why it happened to Michael Anderson is really important. Even the smallest detail, even what seems insignificant to you, could turn out to be a valuable lead. Really have no clue who could have been? Nothing comes to mind at the moment, but a clarification about what happened might help. Find it hard to believe you don't have any leads, or let's not make it mad. This middle one's better. I'm not sure how much I can go into detail. You understand that some information is restricted to those working the case. I think you haven't been following today's news, though I'm sure it'll be circulating around the neighborhood before long. After all, knowing there's someone crazy out there is bound to make people uneasy. Don't you have any suspicion about someone? Nothing relevant comes to mind at the moment. Any thoughts on who could have done it? A crazy person? That's quite specific. Why do you think that fits? Answer my question. Anderson died from blood loss, but the circumstances are horrifying, and even the doctors are still puzzled by some of the details. The body shows burns, hemorrhaging, and lacerations that reach all the way to the intestines. It was real torture. What makes the case particularly unsettling, though, is the crime scene itself. It looks like some sort of sanctuary, or maybe a setup for this satanic ritual. I don't know much about these things, but that was the impression it gave. No theories on anyone, nothing significant. He must have ruled out someone out, or at least considered a few people, right? Any thoughts who could have done this? Let's do this. As I mentioned, some information is restricted to those in the field, so I can't go into details. There are plenty of possible suspects, theoretically. Anyone, including you. None of his family or friends have any motives, and the evidence gathered so far supports their innocence. Who found his body, and what would the crime scene be? As far as I know, he could have been killed right here. Who found his body? Anderson died in his home. It was his girlfriend who found the body. Were you saying anything? Know that she was presented solid evidence of her innocence. She was out of town for work that day. Can't say I knew him, but it seems like Anderson was involved with some pretty dangerous types. Really don't know what to say. I'm not sure how it all works, but given the rival gangs and criminal environment he was part of, it's fair to say he wasn't exactly out of danger. Yes. Yeah, no question there, but the methods don't line up with any gang we're aware of. It's possible someone broke in and tortured him over a territorial dispute or a personal vendetta, sure, but a lot of things still don't add up. To get a fuller picture, we need a reconstruction of his day in detail, and your version can help us do that. Which version? I barely know what happened. You're expecting a version? Certainly, my only doubt is understanding what part of my testimony could actually be useful to you. Well, I get the feeling there's a lot you're not telling me, Evans, and as usual, you're being a little too invasive about it. I'll say it again, even a seemingly minor detail can make a difference. Anderson had a wide clientele base, and the ones he trusted most were allowed to make purchases directly from his apartment. Anderson and I have a mutual friend who used to go over to his place in the afternoon to buy her smoke, and didn't smell great, so I prefer to keep my distance. It's not a good reason. Anderson had a wide clientele base who were allowed to make purchases. You know what? That could, let's not do that. Yeah, smoke or buy. You could have said that earlier, couldn't you? Finally decided to talk, huh? Now tell me more about this mutual friend. Spare me the pointless stories that have nothing to do with the case. You probably already interrogated him. He was likely the first one of the first, so what'd he say? He had class in the morning and a long train home in the evening. If he went there outside those hours, that's suspicious. He's a real chatterbox who doesn't even realize he's monopolizing entire conversations. He has class in the morning and a long trip home in the evening. That's suspicious. Probably already interrogated him. Can I use that against him? No, let me use the second one. So, things were pretty normal then. Your friend got to Anderson's around 6:05 p.m. and says he didn't hang out or hang around too long. He's probably one of the last clients to see him, but from that point on, everything's a mystery. This information might come in handy. I'll have to watch my words. 6:05 p.m. sounds like a time worth remembering. And the fact that Jan didn't see me and had no idea I was locked in the bathroom while he was there, that could work in my favor. I'm curious about you, Evans. You're reserved, very private, but understanding you a little better might help me clear up a few things. Do you live alone? I moved to the area to attend university. I have a feeling you're staring at somewhere. Is this about my place? Let's go with this. I imagine you're enjoying the off-campus life now. At your age, it's all about staying out late and having fun. You're not still in a dorm, right? They used to be pretty strict about curfews, at least when I was around. So, what time do you usually get up? I'm just renting. My hours vary. If something unexpected comes up, I might stay out late, but that's not usually the case. Beats me. Do you actually keep a track record of what time you come and go? Why are you so interested in my schedule? What's so special about it? Let's not be suspicious. I'm just renting. Beats me. Okay, let's go with this one. Not usually the case, huh? So it's rare for you to come home late. I bet you've been getting back early these past few days, right? Not That's an odd thing to ask. Are you trying to test me, or is there a problem with the way I manage my time? Not sure. I suppose I was a bit absent-minded and distracted. Might have come home later than I remember. You seem quite focused on that point. Are you trying to test me? Is there a problem with the way I manage my time? Alright, let me make this absolutely clear. We've questioned quite a few people, and like I said, we're very interested in your movements. Your landlady gave us security footage, shows you coming back at 1 a.m. Don't tell me that means nothing, because you're going to have to explain what you were doing out of that hour. This bit of information might come in handy. The fact that he knows I got back at 1 a.m. makes it tough to claim I stayed home the whole time. Minded my own business. It's a detail worth keeping in mind. There's one more small issue to settle, and this time it's best not to drag it out too long. You made some observations about your movements. I always go to the same places. I don't think I did anything unusual. Movements exactly. I'm willing to clear up any doubt or misunderstanding. It's definitely not one me who's stalling. Honestly, it feels like you're enjoying building suspense a little too much. I always go to the same places. I don't think I did anything unusual, right? Sounds like we've got different ideas of what anything unusual means, and believe me, I'm eager to hear your side of it. I can feel you breathing down my neck. This is what I mean by nothing unusual. I asked a question and received an answer. The opposite of what's happening now. It helped to know. You seem wary, Evans. I'm just trying to keep the conversation going and understand things a little better. A bit of cooperation from you would really help. If you expect me to help you, but don't ask me anything, maybe start with the basics. You want my cooperation? I'm just asking you to be a little more specific with what you mean. I pointed out some movements, and yours isn't quite aligned with the timing or location. I don't know what you're talking about. How about a concrete example for once? Because right now you're just making things more confusing. A concrete example? Glad you asked me. Tell me, Evans, why were you seen so late near Anderson's house? Description fits you perfectly. The neighbor says she saw you hanging around close to midnight. You showed her a photo and she identified you. This information might come in handy. It would be best to come up with a credible excuse for being in the area. Most importantly, I mustn't forget that someone saw me near Anderson's house at midnight. I need a short break. I'll be gone for a couple of minutes to stretch my legs and grab a bite. Okay, so someone saw you. How are you gonna get out of that? This is my one chance to put everything back together and review every detail of my alibi. I won't be able to review it again. I have to remember every detail. This won't be good for me. At 5:45 p.m., I went to the victim's house to buy something from him. I left around 6 p.m. and went to the arcade with a friend afterward. We can't use the friend thing because the friend's gonna ask. I went for a walk in the park at 8 p.m. and stayed until 9:30 p.m. Afterwards, I walked to my friend's home, which was near my own home, and I got home at 1 a.m. However, around midnight, I passed by the victim's house on my way to retrieve the keys I left at the park. That should be all. Okay, let me remember that. Alright, Evans, we're going to put everything on record now. Bear with me, just a few questions, and then you'll be free to go. Well then, at what time were you at the victim's place? 5:45? No, 6 p.m., right? Don't waste my time. Oh, right. 6 p.m. I think around 6 p.m., give or take a few minutes. Not really, you're off by... Oh, dang it. Ugh, I suck. I do not have a good memory. Yes, of course. Try to be more cooperative. What time? Yeah, 5:45. Think so. Here we go. It's 5:45 p.m. and we were organized for that time. In fact, some eyewitnesses saw you at the victim's house around that time. Why did you go to the victim's house? To visit? To buy? It's to buy, right? Buy weed, nothing else? Next time, be more careful. Some people just bring trouble. At least I think so. What time did you leave the victim's house? That was by 6 p.m. It was 6 p.m. In fact, the people who claim to have been there after you didn't see you. Did you see anyone else visiting the victim? Friend? Oops, wrong way. I spent the whole afternoon with a friend. Can you tell me her name? Of course, her name is May. May Celine. Where'd you go? Oh, what the? I went home. You went to my house? No, I don't think so. We know you came home much later. Oh, damn. Tried to be more cooperative. The little thing was going crazy. Alright, we went to the arcade. My bad. Why is it like that? We went to Jolly Blue, the arcade. Was it a date? Something like that. What did you do while you were there? Man, I do not know. What did we do? Played? We played some video games. How long did you stay at the arcade? Oh, was it 3 hours? 3 hours? Right? We left at 6. Jolly Blue closes at 8:30. I should have taken a photo. Help! Tried to be more cooperative. Closes at 8:30, so it was 2 hours? Okay, and then tell me, where did you go after? We went to the park. I remember this one. Oh, no, why is he doing this? So sorry. Park. We went to the park. At the park, huh? And tell me, what did you do at the park? I'm pretty sure we walked. We went for a walk. Walked around with weed in your pocket. It was more than a walk. It was a declaration of war and common sense. It's starting to get tiring. What time did you leave the park? Did we leave at 9:30? I could have sworn it was 9:30, huh? It was 9:30, right, please? Let's proceed. Okay. After leaving the park, what did you do? We did not have sex. We went home. No, come on. No, why is he doing that? We went back home. You know you came home much later. Man, I don't remember. Park. We went to friend's home? Did we? I walked my friend home? Oh, yeah, we did. And tell me, if I was here in real life, I would have been arrested. Gone. Where does your friend live? Near the victim's home, I'm pretty sure. Near Michael's house. Yet, those who came after said they did not see you. Yes, I meant that I was just passing by. So what? Now focus and tell me the truth. Was it near my home? Was it? She lives near my house? I see, and tell me. Neighbors saw you near the victim's house at night. Do you know anything about it? It's passing by, right? I happen to be passing by there. Interesting. What time do you pass by the victim's house? 12, I think? Oh, man. Hold up. He's getting nervous. I can't really... Oh my god, let me do this right, please. I'm trying not to waste your time. Hold up. I can't go on anymore. I'll tell you everything. Ah, damn. My bad. This is my fault for not remembering things. Ugh. Pass by 12. Now, if this damn thing could calm down, his nerves are... Help! There we go. At midnight. Okay, it matches. Why you return keys? What the hell? Oh no. Are you serious? I don't like this. I had lost my keys in the park, so I went back to look for them. Michael's house was on the way. I understand. Why did you decide to pick up the keys at midnight? Noticed late? I don't know. Dude, I noticed too late. Like, damn, what's wrong with this cough? Helping me do mental gymnastics with my mind. After accompanying my friend to your house, I noticed I no longer had them. I experienced the same. You admitted that you had driven past the victim's house at midnight. Why didn't you say so before? I forgot. I mean, yeah. Sorry, it slipped my mind. I'm free to go, for now. I'm done wasting my breath today, but don't get too comfortable. We may need to call you back. Yes, he was really dumb. Like any other cop would not have let him go. I need to get out of here as soon as possible. Where we go? This way? Bus? Bus 30? No? That was nerve-wracking. He was very nervous, too. He cannot calm down. My steps are quick and unsteady, as if my feet struggle to lift off the ground. And as long as each one carries me farther away from here, I don't stop walking. After several minutes, I realize I've wandered far enough. I have no idea where I am, but I can feel my legs about to give out. I lean back against a low wall. I let myself slide down until I'm sitting on the ground. My gaze drifts, unfocused and hollow, as if the world itself has blurred around me. Even the simple act of trying to concentrate feels unbearably draining. If it weren't for that fragile thread of strength, and the faint sense of decency that urged me to leave, I might have closed my eyes and tried to sleep right then and there. A few hours later, I returned home. I'm standing at the doorstep, sliding my keys into the lock when, before I could even turn around, I feel a soft, warm body pressed against my back. A small palm gently covers my ears. I wonder why she enjoys treating me this way. I was getting worried. Her soft voice brushes against my ear, deliberately close. She knows exactly what she's doing, yet beneath the sweetness lingers a faint trace of indifference, a quiet reminder that deep down, she doesn't really care. I'm sorry, but it's a necessary burden. She's unbearable, but I can't bring myself to react. Her warmth, her breath, the sound of her voice, for a fleeting moment, they feel like a strange kind of comfort. Maybe all I need is someone by my side, someone I don't have to hide anything from. I can't stand it when they stay silent. I'm trying my best too. Did you really think it would be easy? How naive, Matthew. You reasoned just like your father. Wasn't he the one who got you into trouble? I'm at my limit. I really can't take it anymore. I can feel the anger boiling inside me, and I have the impression that she was aiming for exactly this. I'm exhausted from talking. I can't bear even one more word. I shake off her hand, seize by her neck, and slam her against the wall. What do you expect me to do? What reaction do you hope for? That's your goal? Do you really think you can control me? The whole girl's warmer, and for an instant her expression reveals surprise, a hint of shock at the strength. I'm looking for the path that will bring me to him. I feel empty. All my energy is gone, and I no longer care to make sense of it. I release her and step back. I return home, and with my last ounce of strength, collapse onto the sofa. She joins me, sitting close, but it doesn't matter to me. She can do as she pleases. She runs her hand along my back and leans in, her breath barely touching my lips. We'll have to do it again, but everything will be fine, because I'll be with you. Close my eyes, exhausted. And that is the end of the demo. That was nerve-wracking. So it seems the guy we're playing as, I forgot his name already, he killed someone for some reason, but it seems like he didn't want to. Like, he was kind of coerced, like, forced into doing it by that girl who happens to know his father, the girl May. And she's trying to make her way back to him, like, maybe by sacrificing people he'll come back. I don't know, this whole conundrum is confusing so far, but, yeah. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Bye!